I'm Gavin. I'm here at the Nottingham Box City with CJ Wildheart. Wow, hi, how's it going?
Very well, yeah. As I explained earlier on, I'm a little bit hungover from the day off.
So, how's the tour going so far? We are on the fourth date of the tour now?
Fourth day, yeah. We kicked off the tour in Wolverhampton and we tried something we haven't really done before. We tried fucking around with a set and we kind of fucked around a bit with the lights and made it a bit more dark and a bit more sort of punky, and we put a few more obscure tracks than we normally do.
Okay.
And we kind of had a bit of a mixed reaction, but when we saw some YouTube footage and maybe we had the stage a little bit too dark.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've kind of revised the set and we've kind of gone, fuck it, we'll just do a party set and like everyone can have a good time, you know?
Yeah, okay. And was that like, so was that literally from the first night, you tried a different set the first night?
We were just, you know, I think with any band that's been around as long as us, there's a fine line between like pleasing everyone, including pleasing ourselves. I think we went a bit too far towards ourselves. And but you know, we've got so many songs. We're a band who can change it.
You're just looking at 8 studio albums.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's hundreds of songs for us to choose from. So we luckily enough, we've got quite a few rehearsed up, so we could change a set straight.
Yeah,
isn't a problem. Yeah.
Okay, so any highlights so far? I mean, I obviously did see that obviously the Manchester show went down very well.
Manchester just felt like we'd arrived. We just came back from the abyss. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, well no, that's fantastic. And obviously, this tour compared to last year's tour, you've got Scott Sorry back.
Yes, yeah.
Back over from the States.
Yes, yeah.
And what's that been like? Has it been sort of nice?
Great.
Sort of like,
no, it's been brilliant. I mean, John's away with his prog rock band.
Prog band, isn't he? Yeah.
Prog rock cruise. He's out in the Caribbean at the moment.
Oh wow!
So. And the bass playing job in the band was always a revolving door. If it's like, I believe John's doing downloads because Scott can't make it. So
wow,
so it's great, you know. We get the best of both worlds, you know, having John and Scott.
Both superb bass players as well.
I mean, they're different sorts of bass players. I mean, Scott's a lot more punk than John, whereas John is just...
He's very technical, isn't he?
John is the ultimate musician. He's without a doubt the best musician in the Wildhearts.
Oh, wow.
Not the best looking, but the best musician.
Oh, right, well, of course. So, obviously, you had the reunion show Christmas before last, didn't you? And last year we've got the Earth versus tour, obviously, which was fantastic. I saw you at Wolverhampton. It was a great show. It really was. Yeah. And obviously now we are on the Wildhearts Strike Back tour, if you will. So, I mean, are we looking at a permanent reunion now? Is this...
Well, the band never really went away. I mean, we're not one of those bands who has a massive worldwide following, so we can't tour for months and months and months. We could, but we'd lose money and probably all get divorced. But, so there's talk. There's always talk about doing an album. We will do an album at some point.
I think that's the question on everybody.
Yeah, there's always talk, but we have some anniversaries coming up next year. So there's talk about, there's the Fuck anniversary. So there's talk about
that'll be 20 years next year, won't it? Yeah.
So that kind of seems like an obvious thing to go out and celebrate. So we were talking about that, and who knows if we do an album next year or the year after. But we're not. You're not rushing. We're just not one of those bands who needs to kind of rush into it. When it happens, it'll happen. I don't think anyone kind of. We haven't split up or anything. We've always been there.
Yeah. Let's say because I think obviously after can I pronounce it right, Chutzpah.
Yeah.
Obviously. You just went off and did your own thing. So
what happened in the end of 2009?
Yeah.
For some reason, I mean, Chutzpah, it's sonically probably the best album we've made.
Yes.
But we had bad management. We had the labels weren't doing anything.
It was an incredible album. It was fantastic.
But it just, I tell you what, at the end of 2009, we headlined London in a place called the Islington Academy.
Okay, yeah.
It holds like 800 people. We couldn't even sell it out.
Oh wow!
And we basically got rid of the people who were managed by a Finnish lady. No offence, but massive language barrier, and we're not a Finnish band. You know, we're a band from the UK, and it's like we really should have had a British or American manager.
Yeah.
As someone who's on the same label as us, and I basically needed to get away from the band, and Scott needed to get away. And I took 3 years away from music.
And Rich retired as well. Did he retire as well? Yeah.
Retired. Scott went to America. He's a chef now.
Yeah.
And it was such an appalling experience doing that whole. Love Portsmouth, but we were just doing like winter tours of Scandinavia and shit. Our age, it's just bullshit. You know, and it was just depressing. That whole period, and having the 3 years away from music rejuvenated us, and we came back and a completely different band, and we got rid of all the bad negative elements the band had.
It wasn't completely away, because obviously Ginger went off and did.
No, the three of us. Ginger's always been making music.
But you also helped. You were there for the. You also helped up the 5-5 album.
Yeah, I played on 3 songs.
Oh, was that
maybe 3 or 4 songs I played on. 4. You got me out of because I got a day job for the first time in my life. I started a company, and for 3 years I was employing 8 dudes and just doing a regular job. And then I got married, and the opportunity came for me to move north, and I moved up to Yorkshire.
Okay.
And my wife said after a few months, said, right, what are you going to do? I'll go back to music or get another job. And I said, I'm going to go back to music.
Yeah. So, absolutely. Yeah,
hence me being here talking to you.
Yeah. So obviously this tour that we're on now, I mean, this is for you essentially. I mean, you were taking a break from Mabel.
Yeah. Yes.
So that must be a little bit strange. Here you are, sort of in the throes of your second solo album.
Yeah. I mean, Mabel's a bit different because it's just me working on my own. I basically spent 6 months working on this album, and it's just I got my studio at home, and I just sat down. Hadn't recorded anything in over 6 years. For myself, hadn't written any songs in over 6 years.
Yeah.
And just spent all of our summer writing and demoing, and then it's in the process of being mixed right now. And I'm so proud of it, and off the back of that, I've got my chili sauce as well.
Of course, I mean, an unusual sort of incentive on the Pledge campaign.
Well, for me, it's not, because my mum's from the Seychelles, my dad's from India, and I grew up with spice, and my mum's always made her own chili sauce all my life. So
just her recipe, or is
no. I'm like a chili file. I collect chili sauces, and I have chili sauce on everything, and I've always had chili sauce since I was a kid on everything. So this, for me, making my own chili sauce is like a dream come true. Right? Hopefully, off the back of this chili sauce, I'll release another 3 or 4, and then I'm in the process of working out how I'm going to do my cookbook as well.
So of course, I've heard about this. Obviously, you wanted to do a cookbook yourself. And obviously, we talk about Scott's also a chef too.
Scott's a chef,
so cooking is popular.
Yes, we both have a great love. I mean, I'm in the process now of researching the book, getting recipes together, and I'm also going to be doing a mini album which will come with the book, and a new sauce which will be based around.
Oh, really? I mean, is this going to be? Is it going to be connected somehow? It is
in a way. It's everything like the book, the new sauce. Because I got another 2 sauces coming out this year. But then with the book, I'm doing my mum's chili sauce recipe.
Okay.
And so it's all in cahoots, and a lot of my recipes involve my sauces as well.
Excellent. Obviously, the first sauce you've got at the moment is Devil's Spit.
Yes.
I haven't tried myself, but I have seen obviously you've got the fantastic forum obviously online. Everybody's, a lot of people are talking about it. Some people are saying don't drink it neat. I mean, is this the spiciest one we're looking at?
No.
Oh, really?
It's the middle one. Yeah, Devil's Spit's just middle one. I've got Devil's Spit Extreme coming out.
Which
is just like off the scale. And then at Christmas I've got Devil's Spit Mojo, which is the mellowest one. It's the
mildest one,
It's the one if you've got a hot date, you give plenty of a mild hot sauce,
Yeah, I like your thinking.
Yeah, so there was always going to be the 3 variations. I mean, the one out right now isn't quite hot enough for me, but I love it.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's not hot enough for
I like really hot sauces. Like super hot. But it tastes so good because it's a combination of barbecue, beer and chili in a bottle. So it makes everything taste like a spicy barbecue. Who doesn't like barbecue?
So obviously, I mean, mixing your own sauces and things like that. I mean, how did you sort of like go forward and actually make that a product? How do you actually go out and actually, you're a musician.
Yeah.
You're a musician. You've spent the last 20 odd years being a musician. It's like, actually now I'm going to make...
The whole chili sauce thing, because I wanted to do a cookbook on this album, but I just didn't have the time. Because I needed to get back into the whole writing process, and it overtook my life doing this album. And so a friend of mine, a producer called Russ Russell, he makes his own sauces.
He mixed Must Be Destroyed.
And he
did Hello as well, didn't he? Yes, he's from
Kettering. And he makes his own chili sauce for the bands he's working with.
Oh, okay.
And I got in contact with him, and he put me onto a company in Yorkshire called Chili Devil.
Oh, okay.
And I called them up, explained who I was, what I wanted to do. They said, come down, let's do a cook together. We came up with Double Spit. Yeah.
Wow, so, that's incredible.
And it was all through friends and stuff, and it's great.
It's nice, it's a really great way to do it.
And even if I don't make any money from this, and it's not like my new career, I'm just really pleased I made a chili sauce.
Sold a lot of bottles.
Quite a lot,
I have pledged. I won't lie to you. I'm not the biggest chili sauce person, so I didn't go for the bottle. But it never seems to surprise me how many people have actually gone for and gone. I'll try it.
Yeah, not thousands, but people love it. I mean, the sauce it's my favourite sauce, and I love because I'm such an. If you get a chance to make something you're really, really into, you're gonna 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna be really nice if you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So I've made a chili sauce I've always wanted to have. So it's great. I love it.
Wonderful. Oh, that's brilliant. And obviously your pledge campaign has obviously done very well. Have we hit 300%?
No, I think it's about to soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's done enough. So whatever else it does is a bonus.
And obviously this time around you said you made a point of saying that you wanted to do the whole thing yourself, because obviously on the Lucky 13 you obviously did have other band members. I don't know how much of the recording process.
The only band I'm ever going to record with will be the Wildhearts. I mean, the next album I'm doing for myself will be me on my own again recording. Purely for the reason is because I can do it.
Absolutely.
I don't need a producer. I don't need someone to. I've been making music for over 25 years. I know how to record music. I'd be a pretty sad person if I didn't know how to make music. I have a great studio at home. So
exactly. I mean, obviously, recording majority of home on your own, is there more pressure or less pressure?
There's less pressure, and plus I work at my own pace.
Of course,
and I like relying on my own steam. It's like I just find it a lot easier. The decisions get made quicker because you haven't got like 4 or 5 guys around the table arguing about tiny little points. I just get up, put my head down, and get on with it.
And then obviously Russ is obviously going to get involved in the mixing stage.
No, I'm using a guy called Lee Ray to mix this album, who was the bass player in my last solo band, which was Satellites. And he is just one of those studio guys who he just makes things sound so posh and expensive.
I've heard the obviously, if you will, the debut of the song so far, Down the Drain.
Down the Drain, just a snippet of it.
It's fantastic.
It's got a nice sound, but it's sometimes I listen to the album because we're about 90% there with the mix, and I've been listening to mixes on this tour, but I'm quite surprised that it was done in my little spare bedroom at home.
Of course,
so I'm really proud of it. I just hope people love it as much as I do.
Well, perspective-wise, obviously I haven't heard the full album personally, but I noticed from Down the Drain, and obviously listening to the Lucky 13 as well, in anticipation of the new album. It's got a different vibe. It just feels like it has a very different vibe. Is this something that you sought out to do?
The album's about my last 3 years in London before I moved up to Yorkshire, and it's about me running my company and doing a day job. And I was running a cleaning company, a specialist cleaning company. So I was dealing with some pretty horrendous situations, like cleaning up after suicides or attempted suicides, cleaning up for some very, very rich and obnoxious people.
Oh wow!
And I was taken out of this environment where I'm used to kind of when you're a musician, you're a bit pampered, At a certain level, you've got people doing a lot of stuff for you, and you're kind of treated like. You're treated well, as a musician.
Course.
Then all of a sudden I've got these snobs and knobs trying to talk down to me, but I still have that punk rock thing in me,
Of course.
And it was really frustrating. I had to rein in my emotions, so I let all my emotions come out in this album.
Are we looking at a more angry record? Or?
It's the funny thing is I gave up. I don't smoke anymore. I have the sociable drink, and I don't do drugs anymore. I've done them for years, and there's a lot more anger and passion in this album than I ever thought could be. But the album is not. It crosses many styles of music. I mean, for instance, I didn't want to do a solo. I rapped instead of doing a solo. So I rap in the middle of the song, and there's a song which is about. It was like when I had to clean up after some like parties these were like serious drug users.
Okay.
Imagine like multimillionaires who want to party all weekend and they tape up all their windows and they're getting prostitutes and bucket loads of coke and whatever. Then they need to call someone in to do a sensitive clean. I was that dude,
Oh wow.
And so I wrote a song about.
I can imagine the horror.
These dudes getting off their faces, and it's called Dark Cloud. And there's a bit of element of dance and elements of punk, elements of rock.
Yeah.
Everything on there. Yeah. It hits you. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. So obviously coming out of that and back into the music business.
I am, yeah. Oh, it's part time.
Oh, okay.
My ideal job would be part-time musician, part-time chili manufacturer. That's it.
That sounds ideal, doesn't it? Yeah. Get the balance.
And I'm also about to become a father in August, so I need to.
Yes, I did hear about it. Congratulations.
Thank you. I need to make time for my baby as well. So part-time's great.
Yeah.
As long as my attitude to life is as long as you bring home the bacon. Who cares what you do?
Oh yeah, exactly.
You got to get by. Nothing's free in this life, and I'm not a hunter-gatherer living out on the savannah. I live in a modern world, so you need, never be too proud to do anything.
No, of course.
Get out there and work.
I don't think anyone could disagree with that one at all. So obviously, little one on the way, boy or girl?
That's a boy.
Is it? Oh wow, you must be very happy about
it. Very happy. Yeah. Either way, I would have been pleased. But yeah, very happy.
So I know obviously we've got the tour at the moment. You've been announced for download.
What's that?
Been announced for download.
Yes, we have. Yes,
She said obviously that Random Job. Are we joining the band for download on this instance?
Download's great, and it's really weird going on before Twisted Sister and Status Quo coming on. You couldn't make it up, could you?
It's quite a sandwich to be sort of in the middle of.
It is. And Monster Magnet, I think, are on before us.
So. Oh wow, Monster Magnet as well.
Yeah. So it's like a really, it's
That's a good lineup for that evening, definitely.
It's a really kind of, it's good, and we're on late as we're on about 6, 7 o'clock. So
because the last time we played was 2009, 2008.
Maybe, yeah. Did we get kicked off?
Did we run over or something?
No, they pulled the power and accused us of inciting a riot.
Inciting a riot?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
They had to pull it off because the crowd got too big and too boisterous, and the band on before us were practically bottled off, and we went on there and no one was throwing anything at us, and Ginger asked them to start throwing stuff at us.
Fantastic.
That's what it used to be like back in the day. Yeah. And they threw a bit too much stuff at us.
So any sort of further plans? Obviously you're about to become a dad, that's fantastic. Yeah. Obviously you've got download appearance. What should we look for in 2015? Obviously you touched upon the idea of a fuck tour.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. So we're talking about that. Obviously Ginger will be releasing probably another 20 albums next year. I'm definitely gonna, touch wood if everything goes right. I'll have my mini album, my new sauce, and a cookbook.
Will you be touring, Mabel?
No.
You won't tour at all?
No.
I mean, obviously
I've got two acoustic.
You've got the acoustic shows,
which I was forced to do.
Oh really?
I don't like acoustic stuff. I find it painfully boring. So it's just really out of my comfort zone, and that's why I want to do it, because I feel really uncomfortable getting up on stage and doing acoustic.
So you're going to challenge yourself?
I am, yeah, and I'm not looking forward to it, but you have to occasionally.
2 shows, one in London, one in Leeds.
If I had my way, I'd just lock myself in a room and not bother turning up. But
it seems to be a popular incentive, doesn't it? I think even Tony White's done it for his incentive as well. He's done about 4 shows, I think.
Yeah, I just don't. But he has an acoustic band, doesn't he, as well? I like electric music.
No, you like loud.
Who wants to sit around you know what? Not 2 things annoy me. Really annoy me. So when there's when you're outdoors and a fire going.
Yeah.
jugglers really get on my tits.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the one thing that annoys me more is when someone pulls out a guitar and they start playing around a campfire and oh god, man, I want to.
Is it a cliche?
It's just fucking like it just annoys the shit out of me. Man. I want to smash that guitar and it just really annoys me. And it's like I have an acoustic at home and I write on it, but you know, it's just that's the way I am. I like electric music and big clubs and lights and volume.
Oh wow! So I mean, what bands are you listening to right now?
You know what? Music. The only time I really listen to music is when I'm driving. I love listening to the radio. Yeah. So I like listening to what's in the charts.
Oh really?
I want to kind of know what's going on.
You wouldn't say that was particularly sort of like heavy on sort of.
No, I don't listen to many like. I don't listen to like. Well, I listen to music which is popular now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm living in the 1970s. It's 2014. I'm a firm believer in, you know, going forward. Yeah, and I love technology, yeah. But I also, you know, it's not the fucking 70s anymore. Why should I be sitting at home listening to 70s music, man?
No. Yeah,
it's like I want to know what's going on. You know, it's like, and right now there isn't much rock music in the charts, but it doesn't mean what music out there is shit because there's no guitars on it.
Oh no, absolutely.
I hate blink-it people. They think, you know, music can't be good because it hasn't got guitars on it. Just because, you know, I love rap, you know, I love people who can rap. I love the rhythm and I love the way they can just spin lyrics. Like, it's a unique talent, man, and these guys are good at what they do. And I love all music. I don't discriminate. I have a thing about a lot of manufactured music.
Yeah.
I think most music lovers do. You know?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's
there's always an influence, isn't there? No matter sort of like. Yeah, what level it's in, really.
You know, I'm not one of those people who sits back and longs for the past.
Yeah.
It's gone. All what matters is what's coming. Yeah. You know, you can't sit back and go, oh, I wish it was 1977 again.
And do you think that's reflected in your new album? Is it your passion for things, as you said yourself?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of keyboards in there, and a lot of keyboards. I played a lot of keyboards on it, and you know, there's a lot of program stuff. There's a lot of live playing on there. It's mixing everything together. Yeah. But you know, you can do this shit now.
Yeah.
You know? It's quite easy for someone to work on their own now because you can basically have your studio on a laptop.
That's
amazing. Isn't that the greatest thing in the world? You don't need to go and hire a big studio and record on tape. Everything's on your laptop. It's the future. It's fucking wonderful, man. The world is fucked and people are fucked, but we've always been fucked. So, haven't we? So,
brilliant. Yeah. Well, do you know what? Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me today. And you know, good luck tonight, the rest of the tour, and obviously with Devil's Spit.
Thank you.
Devil's Spit Extreme.
Yes, and the Mojo.
And the Mojo. So, but no, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.